Hi guys, it's Fletch here, and thanks for tuning into my channel again. Here I'd like to show you my modded Hot Toys Darth Vader from New Hope. So first off, my most recent modifications I've done to add a weathering slash wear and tear look to his belt boxes, as well as the helmet in some areas, which I'll get to later on. To do this I used some acrylic silver paint I had recently got for painting something else, which was kind of a backfire. But anyway, what inspired me to do those changes was a video I came across by someone called Jazz Inc., which did all sorts of modifications to this particular figure, more than I've done here. So I highly recommend you see his video. There's 3 parts, each being around 30 minutes long. What he does is he does painting, apps, changes. He brings the boxes and the codpiece higher, which I've done also here, and some of other collectors have done it too, such as the Clipper King. And he also works the electronics. He links the light up lightsaber arm with the light up boxes and the sound module all together, with a wired USB connection. So that seems pretty cool. Worked out really well. He did a costume alteration. He removed the thin bendy wire that runs down the inner robe, down here, here and here, which I have done as well with this, because I really found it annoying. But because it just keeps it from draping naturally. But even now, it because it's the material has been fixed into those positions for quite some time with the bendy wire being in there, you see that it goes in one direction here, then changes further down, just the same like this side as well. But he also put a thicker, stronger bendy wire at the bottom of this that runs all the way around and comes up to here to add some weight to it, as well as being able to pose it any way you want. Gives it a better drape, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. Maybe, but we'll see. And if you saw my unboxing video some time ago, I cut a hole on the back of the one of the inner pieces. I think it's the vest jacket area inside, so that the switch is more accessible. Like now, if I just run my finger back there, and I can find it easily, flip it up, then pulls down. So what I'm going to do now is take him apart and show you each individual piece that I've worked on, I've done something with, and talk through from there. Oh, before I take him apart, I also forgot to mention that I also brought the lightsaber hook much closer to the belt buckle. So this here, you can see some pre-holes there. That's where it used to be, and I just brought it up a little bit towards closer to the box, because if you have him standing and maybe the cape is around the arms or whatever, you can barely see the lightsaber showing. But it's more movie accurate anyway to have the hook closer to the boxes, and you can see his lightsaber. Starting off, we have the helmet. Anything above the edge here, that isn't paint, that's just dust. Very highly sensitive. The camera shows through the lights I'm using, but here is a bit of paint. I just used a cocktail stick and gave some gentle strokes around and smudged it through across with my fingers as well. So I worked my way along all the way up here, just wiping across as I work my way along. Not the entire area along, but just some random areas. You can see a little bit inside as well. I had a tad of something going on along here and here each side, but I thought it was a bit too much, so I scraped some off. But I've got a bit of remains going on there, which is fine. Still along here. It looks yellow because my room light is on. And there at the corner, a marking I made for the wear and tear effect. It's difficult to focus on something like as small as that, but I guess you get the idea. I think the idea is to go closer without zooming. No, the light is just too much. I didn't work my way around the back because you don't really see that. And I enhanced the cheek lines along there, and there, the 3 lines on each side of the cheek. Has some wear effect there. And I did a little bit on the tusks, on the tubes, there and there. Same here. And I did a little bit of something here and brushed it back a bit, and underneath the mouth area here. And also this side, this tusk was completely black. I filled that in a little bit because what it is that both tusks are metal, but one is thicker than the other, or one has more silver than the other, so Hot Toys just left this one completely black. So I just filled that in a little bit. We get some debris showing, which I guess looks nice to show off the wear a little bit. So under the helmet around there you can see the paint work a little bit. Yeah, look, I think that looks pretty good. It's difficult to show in the dark, but with all these lights on, but from what you can see, let me know if you think it's any good in the comments, or if you think it's a bit too much. But there you go, there's that. Moving on to the belt. There you can see I painted around the, what would you call it, the edges, the framing or whatever of each box, like all along there, with random bits sticking out and a bit of a dot there. And then on here there's some kind of scrapage going on here. I did kind of look at a picture while I was doing that, almost exact to it all, but same on this side here. It's most effective to look at when you are looking at it from a distance. It does actually look like it's been through a lot and battered and that. And here we are there. Some more going on there. And the belt buckle, I just done the outline of the buckle itself. Then of course the lightsaber hook. This isn't all one piece, by the way. It's the hook by itself that you can easily peel off. It's just lightly glued on. But these buttons are individual pieces. You have to be careful where you're going with them because you can easily lose them. They're so small. So just pick them off with some tweezers and then brought them along in good positioning in line with the hook itself, and just attached it on with a tiny bit of super glue using the cocktail stick, like the diameter of the pointy end of the cocktail stick. I just dabbed glue on each side and then used tweezers and just dabbed them in. So it's pretty good. I thought it really needed to be done because where it originally was, it's just on the side of his hip and you can barely see the lightsaber when you have it hanging on. You need to have it much closer, I think. And the back here, obviously I brought the boxes closer to the middle as movie accurate. The thing is that these, what would you call them, clips that the belt feeds through, it goes onto the Velcro patches on either side. So you have to slowly guide it through that even, but it can be tough. But the downside is that what will happen is that when you have it on the figure, this side will stick out from the belt. So you have to maybe use tweezers, just bend the belt a bit and then feed it into those clips. Same with this side. Yeah, so there's that. And add some double-sided tape here because there's a tiny little clip when you seal the belt, but when you have it on the figure it's not as easy to push through and properly seal it, so it just makes the buckle more attachable. Now here's the back of the figure. I've taken the strap off for the chest box just to show you this area here. I cut a hole here, like a square, so that when the tunic is on, it's much easier to feed and find your finger for the switch. So there's the little hole, and in there is the switch itself. So all you got to do is lift it up and then push it down if you want to turn it off. But yeah, I did that. You don't notice it obviously because it's all covered up once the suit's dressed up. And moving to the front, I've got a couple of sticky Velcro tabs which are for the belt. As you know, the Velcro ends here on the back. They go on that way just to bring the belt up higher. The belt rests on the stomach in the film, and I brought the codpiece further up. Some people, such as Clipper King, did the same thing with lifting it up, but he folded the under strap into the codpiece. I did that for a while, but then I was able to use it, bring it up, only just about reaches. I didn't like it being tucked in there too long. It brought this out a little bit more, so So yeah, that's how I have those pieces brought up higher, closer to the chest box, because they're all grouped close together in the film. And on either side of the chest box, you might be able to see it if the light shines and helps you see it. I have some double-sided tape there. The purpose of that is I got this idea from the jazz YouTuber who did his modifications, is to, when you put the tunic on, it keeps the sides in place, in line, and so it doesn't reel out, showing too much of these straps. So it just keeps it all in place basically. And the last change I made was to add double-sided tape to the gauntlets or the gloves, which I also got the idea of doing from Jazz on his videos. Even though there's Velcro there, but number one, Velcro doesn't last very long in its adhesive ability. It eventually fades and loses effectiveness. And also, number two is that when you have it on, like this hand here, you can press every corner and side of it to give it the curve as the hand curves as well, and that you don't get anything sticking out flat like that. So for example, if this didn't have the double-sided tape and it was only attached by Velcro, it would look something like this. So these corners would be flat like that, and some people might find that annoying. So this double-sided tape idea is very good, because you can stick the sides in so that it looks more like a natural glove fit. You just need to press down at the sides and a bit at the top as well, so it looks like it's all going in. So definitely check out his videos, 3-part videos, see the modifications he does. There's a really fantastic job he does, and very movie accurate to tips and ideas to modding your Hot Toys New Hope Darth Vader for a more screen accurate New Hope look. So what I'm going to do now is assemble him back up, just to show you step by step how I have everything assembled and in order. So with the tunic, it goes over the chest plate for this particular film representation, and the double-sided tapes in the chest I have here. Just bring it round, tap it in, stroke your thumb or fingers in those areas, taut it a bit, but then we'll do a bit more of that when we get the belt on, which is next. They just plugged into the Velcro tabs I had here, and then we just futz, it's called, this word, this bit, and taut it by pulling down. it will move about a little bit because this is 2 layers. See, it's only the under layer that's attaching, not this bit here. As you can see, it sticks out there, but you can still see that on peel. But just rub it along, I guess. So that's that. And there you go. It's to show you the back actually, about the switch hole again. Let's move this cape out of the way and just find the switch somewhere around here. Just feel the way through. Something's in the way. Oh, it's a bit lower. Right. Belt could do a bit of a lift. Okay, it's turning back. So, thank you for watching. Happy New Year, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks to all my recent subscribers, and I hope you like the ideas that I implemented into this figure. And so, once again, please do check out Jazz's YouTube videos of his modifications to this figure. Highly recommend you seeing them. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.